Greetings and welcome to the Culture Ward, where we dissect and dismember pop culture in all its forms. Before we begin, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and help us grow the channel. It really means a lot to us. Join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoy the content. Thank you for joining us once again for the weekly wrap-up, where we delve into some recent news stories without exerting too much effort. As always, let us know if there's any important news stories that we missed. Now let's get into it. You may be aware that I am something of a Star Wars fan. I grew up with the original trilogy and only wish that I still had even a small fraction of the Star Wars toys I once had. The original trilogy is still my favorite film franchise in all of movie history, and at my age, I doubt that's going to change. I'm even a fan of, and apologist for, the prequels. Yes, I know Anakin and Padme's love story is terrible, but that's also part of the story. On a recent rewatching, I wasn't even bothered by Jar Jar as much as I remembered. Maybe his presence just gets more bearable over time. When Revenge of the Sith was released in 2005, it was widely believed, and supported by George Lucas's own statements, that there would be no more Star Wars movies. And that was fine too. Having a 6-part series was, at one time in the days before the MCU was even conceived, a pretty big film franchise, and it was a pretty well-contained one at that. Then the worst thing that could have happened. George Lucas was seduced by the dark side of the Force and accepted a measly $4 billion to sell Lucasfilm to Disney. And Disney immediately got to work destroying his legacy. The Force Awakens, released in 2015, was the first in the new Sequel Trilogy. It wasn't terrible. I mean, it kinda was, but compared to what came after, it was okay. And it kinda gave me hope that things were gonna be alright. I mean, the plot was basically the same as A New Hope, and Return of the Jedi really, just with a much less compelling cast of characters. Even the legacy characters were lessened. My hopes were further raised by Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. While not a direct installment in the film series, it showed that ancillary stories in the Star Wars universe could be a goldmine of new and exciting content. It was really good. I mean, really good. Like the best thing since Jedi. But man, all that hope and goodwill came crashing down in 2017 when The Last Jedi released. I absolutely hate this movie. It's one of the worst movies in history and pretty much single-handedly ruined the Star Wars franchise, at least the main storyline. I just can't say enough bad things about it and its creator, Rian Johnson. Not that it matters, but it was followed by The Rise of Skywalker, which was another terrible movie, like comically terrible. It's the kind of movie you watch just to make fun of. Like, it could be one of the movies in Mystery Science Theater, and no one would know the difference.
Now it's time for the Brack Show. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It's the Brack Show. Starring me, I'm Brack. It's the Brack Show. And I've got lots of good guests. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Haha, eat my photons, small heads.
We're sitting ducks in this thing. If we're gonna make the airport, we'll have to do it on foot. When I stop, we'll pile out and take cover fast.
Sounds like a really crappy plan, but okay.
They fly now? They fly now!
The sequel trilogy ended with that enormous piece of shit, ending with the mind-boggling scene of Rey Palpatine rechristening herself Rey Skywalker for some reason.
Who are you? I'm Rey. Rey who? Rey Skywalker.
You serious?
I mean, what? Why? How? You barely even knew any Skywalkers. Oh well, Rey Skywalker should have just faded into obscurity to be totally forgotten in a generation. But Disney Lucasfilm doesn't seem to be ready to say goodbye. It was announced in 2023 that a new movie is in development centered around Rey, with Daisy Ridley reportedly returning to the role. Apparently, the new film will focus on Rey's attempts to rebuild the Jedi Order, and is supposedly being led by activist documentary filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. So back in April 2023 at Star Wars Celebration, Lucasfilm unveiled plans for new Star Wars movies, including one that broke the audience's brains. Daisy Ridley's Rey will return for one of these films, Filmmaker Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy will direct Ridley, whose character will come back to the big screen now as a Jedi Master, in a film set 15 years after the events of Rise of Skywalker. It'll be set in a Jedi Academy with a powerful Jedi Master, Obaid-Chinoy said on stage, referring to Rey, whose mission will be to rebuild the Jedi Order. However, it was recently announced that it has been delayed again. Star Wars hits another bump according to Lucasfilm scoopers. So Lucasfilm has reportedly put its Rey Skywalker-led Star Wars movie on hold, according to multiple industry insiders. While not officially canceled, the project, once touted as the next major theatrical chapter in the Star Wars saga, has been quietly moved to the back burner amid internal restructuring and shifting franchise priorities. The film, tentatively titled Star Wars New Jedi Order, was set to star Daisy Ridley in her return as Rey, rebuilding the Jedi Order 15 years after the Rise of Skywalker. It was to be directed by Academy Award-winning documentarian Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, and had cycled through several writers including Damon Lindelof, Stephen Knight, and most recently, The Banker's George Nolfi. According to a report by entertainment insider Daniel Rickman, the film has been placed on hold while Lucasfilm focuses on other projects in development. Among those are The Mandalorian and Grogu, currently in production and scheduled to release May of 2026, and director Sean Levy's Star Wars Starfighter, which has reportedly cast Ryan Gosling and is being targeted for a 2027 release. However, not all industry voices agree on the term on hold. Journalist Jeff Snyder has pushed back on the characterization, stating, "Lucasfilm doesn't have a finished script yet, so it's not on hold, it's actively being written. They're just waiting on it." His comment suggests that the project remains in development limbo rather than outright paused, but confirms that production is nowhere near starting. Uncertainty stems in part from Lucasfilm's evolving release strategy. The studio, under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy, is now spacing out major theatrical releases and giving more breathing room between projects. With Disney facing pressure to revive Star Wars theatrically after a 6-year absence, the company appears to be prioritizing proven concepts and marquee characters like The Mandalorian and Grogu. Additionally, a rumored new trilogy spearheaded by Simon Kinberg may be influencing how and when Rey's story unfolds. Sources suggest that rather than a standalone feature, Rey may be repositioned as a key character across multiple interconnected films, further delaying the timeline for New Jedi Order as originally conceived. The project's turbulent development history has also contributed to delays. Damon Lindelof departed the film early on, citing creative differences. Stephen Knight of Peaky Blinders fame was brought on next, but he left too, reportedly due to dissatisfaction with the direction. George Nolfi was later attached, but there has been little public confirmation regarding his progress. For fans of Rey in the sequel trilogy era, the news will be disappointing. Daisy Ridley's return was announced with fanfare at 2023's Star Wars Celebration, and the film was expected to help steer the franchise into its next chapter post-Skywalker saga. For now, it appears that Lucasfilm is content to let the Jedi rest, at least temporarily. While New Jedi Order may eventually see the light of day, its fate is now tethered to the completion of a script, the performance of other Star Wars films in the pipeline, and the broader strategy to revitalize the brand on the big screen. And honestly, I really could not care any less. I reject the entire sequel trilogy as canon. Rey was never a good character. She is the definition of a Mary Sue who never had to work for anything, but only needed to believe in herself, and that made her more powerful than all the other Jedi. In fact, she was all the Jedi.
I am all the Sith.
And I'm all the Jedi.
Combine Rey's stupid character with the extreme activism and misandry of Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy.
I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable.
And I'm sure this movie, if it ever happens, will be just another Lucasfilm shit show that further drives the Star Wars brand into obscurity. Or maybe it'll be awesome. Who knows, right? What do you think? Are you disappointed that the new Rey movie is going to be delayed? Are you looking forward to Daisy Ridley's return to Star Wars? Let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Bye for now. We hope to see you next time in the Culture Wars.